Hey everybody, welcome back to Tin Plated. I'm Rowan, this is Stellaris, and I've recorded this third one in a single sitting, so if I'm starting to get a little more loopy than usual, that's a good explanation. Anyway, the Lovebots have just encountered another machine civilization. Well, not a machine civilization, they are not a civilization, but they are a semi-sapient machine race, so in kayfabe, I guess. They're going to be all excited, although in reality it doesn't mean a lot to us, although it will be a way to increase our mineral production as soon as we get a chance. That'll be handy. Okay, so this is nearing completion, so I'm going to designate that uplink node
Research complete.
built before it's finished and I have a chance to forget about it. Okay, we finished the new spare parts depot. Let's go ahead and... So we could get a research speed boost for the ground defense. It's not really going to make a big difference for us. This will be an upgrade to the uplink node that I just set building, though. And I do like to have one of these on every planet, and they are a nice unity production, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay. I just want to make sure that none of these people have gained anything useful that I've forgotten about. It's very easy to forget about everything in this game, hard to keep your whole empire in mind at once. So our power's dipping a little low, so I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of this very, very profitable sun we have here and collect 4 more energy units from that. We're still trapped out here with the science vessel. Oh my god, I hate that it's just sitting there going to waste. I mean, all I'd be doing is down here exploring this, and it's getting packed. So what I'll probably end up doing is I think I'll be stuck there until I have the assist research ability with this. Okay, so we just finished our robo modding, so we're going to pull that up in the back so we don't forget to do it. Actually, let's go ahead and do this because it'll stay paused, and then I can read this and see what actually happened. Okay, I don't think we can delay researching military tech for much longer, but more minerals will be such a huge boon. I want to go ahead and get this nice, cheap mining tech first. Whew. The silhouettes discernible from orbit are indeed buildings, and closer inspection revealed them to be of an obvious martial nature. While abandoned for some time, though very recently on a galactic timescale, Science Officer Coadjutron Hugs and Kisses believes that secrets of alien tactics may yet be exhumed from beneath the dust that covers the decaying barracks and looted armories. Special project may be issued to study the remains.
Situation log updated.
Good special project. So we're going to go ahead and detour that. Once again, that is a special project that came out of the end of an anomaly research, so I didn't get an option and decided to jump down there and set it up right away because I consider that a higher priority than finishing the exploration of that system. Oh dear. Oh, I just noticed our influence is getting pretty high. It's not actually an pause to avoid disaster problem, but the thing is, there's not much I can do with it. There is no unrest to speak of. There's nothing...
Special project complete.
I have nothing to spend it on. So, I don't know. Hopefully that will, hopefully we'll come up with something new to spend it on from an unforeseen tech, or there's some anomalies that give you new edicts. Maybe we'll find one of those. Science Officer Coadjutron Hugs and Kisses thorough xenohistorical analysis of the military installation on Merzom 5 has yielded few tangible results. The base was constructed before the planet turned completely barren, but it is unclear if its current inhospitability is the resort of armed conflict or some more peaceful or even natural process. What can be deduced of their strategies and tactics in armed conflict does not seem to have been far in advance of our own. On the upside, Science Officer Coadjutron Hugs and Kisses claims to have drawn much inspiration from the alien remnants, which gives us another scientist with the Oh, Jesus. So they're all fucky. So they now have the military theory specialist, but they're also paranoid, which lowers their research speed and anomaly research speed. That's shitty, especially since we already have a researcher with the military theory specialization. So guess where you're going? You're going here to this ship that is stuck doing nothing. Fuck off. And we're going to pull them out and give them an actually useful job. Since clearly
complete.
We have a faulty drone. Idiot bot. I don't know. Who? See, there's proof. Artificial stupidity, or natural God damn it, I killed the joke. Well, I'm going to tell you it, and you can decide if it was worth it, and you can laugh at the fact that I'm trying to extract
Anomaly found.
some sort of marrow from the corpse of this joke. A vessel of some kind has crashed into the surface of this asteroid. Wreckage from the craft is still be found in the impact crater. Of course, we're researching it. Actually, I forgot what I was trying to say, so never mind. Never mind. Alas, 'twas but another failure. We really are getting boxed in here, and I'm not happy about that. Their fleet power is still bigger, but our mineral production is increasing. See? Now we're full on influence, and I really think we have nothing at all we can possibly spend it on. Yeah. I don't think you can hire these guys with... Oh, yeah, this is fun. I was having fine evening, and then you show up, Dwarmok! Hi-yi-yi! What you want? Will you cease that infernal shrieking? Hi-yi! What shrieking? See? So you can actually hire a military leader from these guys, though. How much is it? That's pretty cheap, given our power output. So we're going to go ahead and hire one of those shrieking savages. And we're going to put him in charge of our robot military. Because they're actually quite a bit better. Seeing we had evasion there, evasion there. And we're going to open up a second fleet. Didn't need to hire him now, but I did it anyway. We're going to need 2 fleets, because the fact that we're at 15 and still hitting superior means we're not going to be able to stomp them. So what we're going to do is... Actually, instead of doing it this way, let's split this one. I want 2. There. After identifying an anomaly in the gravity well of 234-OT9, the Loveship scientific module has discovered the shattered wreckage of an ancient ore superfreighter buried deep within the asteroid's crust. It must have carried a full load when it crashed, and the asteroid's mineral wealth has been revised accordingly. So that'll be better to mine. So we've got 2 of these now. And we're going to go ahead and pump both of them up to towards the naval capacity. So we're going to set those to 11 and 11. Huh? What are you... Oh. Let's have it set for 20. And... Can we delete this? Can I delete this fleet? How do I delete that? I can't. Why not? Why isn't that deletable? This main fleet. There it is. Okay. So, that way we can pump both of these full, and we'll start getting increases in naval capacity before too much longer anyway. I'm trying to decide if I want to reposition fleets.
Construction complete.
I'm going to start building more outposts soon, and I've got to consider where to place them and what kind of outposts. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a research outpost, or a resource outpost at this colony. And we'll be able to use that sort of like what we've got here. Except we'll be able to specialize in it, and we'll get quite a lot of energy. orbital outposts over colonies are wonderful sources of energy that don't need any sort of resource that you have to exploit. Here follows the latest newsletter for all patrons. Sadly, nothing much has been produced in the Enclave. Most of the artists have fallen into a deep melancholy from when no inspiration can be drawn. The mood is dire but hopeful. Creation takes time, after all. Any donations that might help the group rekindle their interest in the material plane again would be of tremendous help. So they want energy for extra influence? I don't need more influence, so I'm just going to say we can't afford to donate. There's no penalty. Sure would like to have something I can use influence on. I could expand, but I mean, that's only going to use
System
so much.
survey complete.
I guess I'll grab Otmir once I'm done putting the mineral things here. Oy. Okay. You suck at your job. You suck. Scientists
Construction
unwilling
complete.
to collaborate with others. Yeah, that'll work well. That'll work well. Particularly when it's a networked AI. Eesh. Might be worth destroying that drone. Okay, so I've got a little arrow there because we can upgrade these, but we're not gonna leave that there.
System
and let
survey
them
complete.
reproduce. Okay, since they've moved there, yep. We're gonna have to resettle one of these. We're gonna put you there. You're resettled. See, it was cheap, just 25 energy, so it's not that much of a problem. You just gotta keep an eye on it. It's annoying and it's entirely unfeasible once your empire gets above a certain size, but for now, whatever. Not that hard to keep track of. Okay. Ooh, we've got... Okay, so we've got more resources than we're using. And it's starting to outpace it. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a Lovebot here and we're going to build a mining network. And yes, it's going to crush the natural power resource there, but there's lots of other ways to get power, not so much, or energy, whatever. But not so many other ways to get minerals. So we're going to do it because we need it. So building a second construction ship isn't really going to help us with our mineral problem anyway. I mean, I guess it could help us get a hold of the research a little faster to build more advanced mining installations, but I don't think that's worth it. But what I do think we can do is now throw money into upgrading this pretty soon. Yeah. And then we'll have our second station, because piracy risk is caused by bordering systems that are not controlled by any galactic power. It is reduced by having a contiguous empire and by upgrading star bases. 91F-956 periodically spews an alarmingly eclectic mix of particles and radiation into the void. Let's study the hell out of that. Sorry, I just heard a thumping and it was a bit distracting. Anyway, so much for that. What is that doing? See, I'm totally messed up now. Oh well. But I really need to get some minerals into troops. Constant need for minerals, and minerals for everything. Everything needs minerals. The good news is, it's never a bad idea to increase mineral production as long as you can afford the upkeep on the underlying infrastructure.
Construction complete.
I'm starting to get worried about our power production again, but we can do something about that very soon. So we're going to go ahead and take the increase to leadership periods again, because again, we don't really need the survey speed increase. It'd be nice to have the data uplink soon. But what I want is this.
Research complete.
Uplink latency reduction. It gives you extra unity for researching text. And since we're trying to build sciencey, okay, so we're starting to fall behind, so we're going to pause and take a look at. But since we're going sciencey, we want to be able to get as much benefit from that as we can. And of course, the earlier you get it, the more benefit you get overall. So, what are we going to build here? We really, really need the ship tech upgrade. So we're going to go ahead and increase the fusion reactor, because that will be necessary for us both to put more sophisticated weaponry on our ships and to power what we do put on it. So I'm going to decide between either the coil gun, just because we're already in it. That was our initial... We found some, I think, so that's what we're going to go ahead and pursue. I don't really have a preference for lasers versus mass drivers, so... But we're farther on ion thruster and speed.
Construction complete.
It might be better to go more boom boom, but I am trying to get a hold of missile tech so that I can start moving towards the torpedo corvettes. So I'm waiting for a weaponry upgrade of that type. Now we are in mineral business. We can start upgrading these mines. I don't know why I came over here. I knew it didn't have any mines there. But we'll get these mining networks upgraded. That'll increase our production quite a bit, and then we'll be able to upgrade this one too for our not yet built Lovebot. And that'll be super duper. Let's move down here. What are you doing? So, LS Scientific Module finds a disturbing tangle of technology hidden in a deep crater on the asteroid's surface. Evidently someone has, with rather simple means, managed to stabilize a one-way wormhole, and science officer Coadjutron VC quickly asserts that the asteroid is the exit point. The other end opens up somewhere in uncharted space some light years away from a black hole, and small quantities of dark matter are leaking, being siphoned through the wormhole. Whoever set this up seems to have abandoned the operation. So we have a source of dark matter, which would be great. We really, really want this stuff. There's so much right here that we just it's so... we may have to make a push. But I really need a non-aggression pact with these guys first. Okay. So, what I have to do, mostly, is, get their unfriendly attitude up, because it makes it completely impossible to get a non-aggression pact with them. Which is just, it's just going to flat out require a bribe. We're just going to have to bribe them. I am not worried about them having access to our tech once we're committed, and I don't think they can do too much damage in 30 years if this ends up being a bad idea. So, let's see what else we can squeeze on them. Okay. What I'm trying to do is keep a trade of some sort going between us. I just wanted to see what my options were for numbers. The LS Scientific Module has discovered a previously unknown strategic resource on 9-1 evidence of dark matter. It's the dark matter we just know we saw. This exotic substance has many properties that seemingly defy several natural laws. It could potentially revolutionize the sciences. While we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control of the system for future exploitation. Dark matter is very handy. It's very good for physics research. It's used in some fairly important anomaly things that you can do. Okay, so as you can see, we've gone ahead and filled this up, and we have nowhere to put the beloved from our home system. So, what I'm going to do is see if enough time has elapsed for me to reinstate their population controls. It hasn't. We're going to have to wait till 2234 That's not that bad. So what's going to happen is we're going to lose a few spots for a little bit. And we'll end up moving here once we clear some more room. Not a big deal. We just need the text to reclaim some of that space first. No problem. Little delay just causes yet more micromanaging. Yet more. That, I would say, is the downside to machine empires as a whole is the amount of micro it takes. And we haven't even gotten close to the bad micro because we don't.
Construction complete.
We haven't started using robo-modding yet. Once we do, which is going to be the next time we build a bot, it's going to start getting more complicated. Okay, so bot construction here. So, speaking of next time we start building a bot, that's going to be right now. But first we need to design a new one. Yeah, actually we'll do this, and then I think that's where we'll stop this episode. So as you can see, we've got a couple of trait points here. We can set the rights for these, but there's really no rights that can change for an AI empire, and that's why I haven't bothered to show you that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a template. We've got 2 trait points, and it lets me either make the Lovebots cheaper to build or remove their resettlement cost, because I can't add another trait because we have no room. So I can either completely remove luxurious and that's it. That just uses my 2 points. Or, I don't know why I did that. I keep thinking for bios where you can't add a negative, but you can on this. So if I remove bulky, I have the ability to add in one of these cheap little boosts, like to minerals, or to I won't do that. To power. Or... oh, we don't have the new one yet. Once you get your tech up, you can do more. But since I can make a robot that specializes in power production, and I can make a robot that specializes in mineral production, and they will cost the same, you make 2 templates. So what I do to help make this a little easier is I'm going to call this a drill bot. They are no longer a love-focused machine. And then once you get those 2, it'll actually go ahead and generate that for you. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? So with bios, you can't rebuild them visually until you have some later genetic modification techs. But with robots, you can. So I pick one of these that looks kind of mining-y, I guess. We'll do this one. Oh, no. That looks like a drill on its back. We'll call that. Yeah, that'll be our drill bot. And so, as you can see, it will now have the boost to mineral production. And then, just because we're already in here, we're going to create a template for, let's see, what do we want to call our energy specialist? Let's call it a spark bot. Can I pull there? Spark bots. And let's use this one that looks electrical, like one of those Van de Graaff generators. Is that what they are? The little staticky bones? Anyway, well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to remove bulky. We're going to add in the specialization. And since we're doing this anyway, we're not going to upgrade any of our existing bots because that is hugely expensive in engineering and it just won't be worth it. But what we are going to do is go ahead and make the generic Lovebots cheaper to build. And we'll create that template. And so it's a little confusing because we have 2. Eventually, our production will be, our engineering research production will be high enough that it might be worth it to go back and reverse engineer these. But, see how we would have to spend so much to do this. It's just going to be annoying. So it's not going to affect any of these But what I think I want to do is I think I'd like to go ahead and build a lab here, move this generic Lovebot back to that spot, and they'll start researching now. It's really not great, but it'll be fine. And then I'm going to move this spot down there while I build a spark bot, because I can deal with losing some research more than I can deal with losing some... Oh, I forgot about my... Oh, dear. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. We'll fix that later. So I messed that up, but that's where we were going to stop. I will go ahead and get these designated ahead of time.
Construction
Since
complete.
I forgot about how quickly my little poops spread. And we'll take care of that next time, and I'll see you then.